Hello and welcome to the Cryptonaut Podcast. My name is Mark Storrs, and hanging out with me as always is
Chris.
And
Rob.
Thank you all so much for joining us out there, YouTube. This video has been out for a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we're on the cutting edge with this.
Well, so full disclosure, we actually did it, but we had a tech fail.
We did.
And we just never got around to doing it.
Sure.
So, but it is kind of a popular video.
Demands to at least be addressed because it is one of the more
100%.
significant pieces, if only because it seemingly, though, correct me if I'm wrong, and I know we're going to read an article, and it's been a long time. It was sanctioned by the Pentagon, saying this is real footage taken over one of our bases, or am I wrong about that?
I believe that they did confirm it,
Okay.
and then they were able to declassify it, and Mr. Corbell and Mr. Knapp were able to put it out.
Right,
so
right.
I'm not sure how that process works of the declassification, but
Sure.
apparently it's a whole thing.
Nor does it mean it's extraterrestrial or interdimensional.
Yes.
It just means it was agreed upon that it's real and we can release it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not saying what it is, but just saying, yes, put this footage out here. We're
Which
talking
makes
about,
it interesting.
Yes. The link will obviously be in the description here for you. Jellyfish UFO actually flew over U.S. base in Iraq, says former Marine.
Actually.
Right.
Actually.
I don't like when it's potentially.
No.
Former U.S. Marine Corps intelligence analyst Michael Konkoski previously served in Iraq, and he recently made a big claim about UFOs. The other day, ufologist Jeremy Corbell published a video, see below, of a strange UFO similar to a jellyfish, saying that the recording was made in 2018 in Iraq when the object flew over a U.S. military base. Konkoski said in an interview with the American News Nation channel that the video with this jellyfish UFO was actually filmed in 2017, not 2018, and gave more precise coordinates, like, near Lake Hibernia in the Iraqi province of Anbar, where they surely have a Hibernian club. The big Irish
Hibernia,
population.
yeah.
There it is, yeah.
All over Iraq. Konkoski, I knew I might mess up this name, told that the leaked video had been taken with an aerostat, a blimp-like craft equipped with cameras and other sensors to look out for potential threats over the base. And I believe this is it. It just kind of ended up being like a ghost story of the base, Michael told cable channel News Nation last evening. So I guess I'm sorry. My font is so big. I didn't realize it keeps going.
Oh, gotcha.
It didn't seem to be posturing to threaten us at all. They misspelled his name. Now it's going to fuck me up. Konkoski said, but added that the base was not taking any chances during this highly unusual nighttime encounter. He revealed that he had heard from a fellow Marine team member who saw multiple recordings of the Jellyfish UAP with different durations in Iraq. And I'm assuming different angles.
So this is the only video that was declassified, but there is other video of this, I believe, from the same session, which we'll talk about more of that.
Like from the same blimp thingy?
Yes.
Or different blimp things or other.
Same blimp thing, same video that we're going to watch, but it was actually after.
Okay.
So this is actually, this next part is going to just say exactly what I just said.
Okay. Some of the Marines were tasked to try to find it on night vision. They were looking for it with their other sensors and everything else we had, he said. Konkoski also revealed that he had seen the full 17-minute version of the thermal imaging video, which tracked the UFO as it appeared to glide over the base toward Lake Hibernia in Iraq's Anbar province. After 17 minutes, Konkoski said, the Jellyfish UAP vanished over Lake Hibernia. They couldn't find it, he told News Nation in a remote interview. They kept an eye out, he said, but it wasn't like we were scrambling, Jesus Christ, to our defensive positions or anything like that. According to Corbell's informants, the footage, Lord knows I'd love to learn to speak, captures the jellyfish craft from two different angles as it traverses a military base's land and water. Remarkably, this elusive entity is visible solely through thermal cameras.
Part of the extended footage, now we're obviously going to watch the full footage in a second, but part of the extended footage is it actually going in the water and coming out. But that was never declassified, so it has yet to be declassified. I checked to see if anything else was put out about this, but there wasn't. So let's check this out, Bill. Let's see what we got, buddy.
I have not seen this in a long time.
Yeah, not since it came out.
Yeah, no. And there's been some like debunky follow-up on it, but I mean, we'll talk about it.
And of course, it's the classic. the only way you can declassify anything, a cell phone video off a monitor, no hope of getting the original footage to analyze it all.
This is in a room somewhere where someone's just grabbing this. The way that it moves is interesting because this thing is not going super fast.
No.
Like you're normally used to seeing these things like light speed themselves around.
And here's the other thing.
This is kind of moseying.
It's clearly not a victim of the wind because if you can
nothing,
say it's like a balloon type
nothing
thing,
on it is moving.
but there's none of the
Things,
tendrils.
the things hanging are completely
rigid.
It's like fucking Maximilian from the black hole.
100%.
It is.
Flying.
That's a great analogy. It really is. Yeah, it's kind
and they couldn't see it with the naked eye.
No, it was only thermal that you could see. It is kind of. It's kind of. I mean, I can't gauge anything, but I'm trying to figure out height about where this thing is sitting because you can kind of see where it is in relation to those.
Wait. Did they see they went outside and tried to see it?
I believe,
with the naked eye.
I believe they did, and they couldn't. They could only pick it up on thermal.
And this was
but this was at night, though, right?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's night.
Yeah.
So that would make it a little more difficult.
Right.
Like,
I'm sure, but you could, the size of
because those were two people walking there.
And they didn't have any, they had no clue.
No, I mean, there's nothing,
it
doesn't see there's any lights on it or anything either. So it's just like, it's just kind of looks like, I'm still going. 17 minutes of this, though?
Well, they have footage. This is obviously what was just released, but there is more footage of it that apparently they did get from another angle, showing this thing just going through the base.
So many of those Mexican witch/balloon.
Oh no, yeah,
videos.
Yeah, this is like a Black Knight type situation. Like,
So one of the
sub-atmospheric.
Yeah,
absolutely.
One of the theories is that obviously we all want it to be some jellyfish UAP whatever infiltrating our bases across the sea, but apparently people have said, okay, this very well could be some sort of balloon configuration, which. I mean, I can kind of see it, but it seems like
it could be a really slapdash collection of balloons.
Nothing's moving.
It's moving way too consistent. I feel like to be a balloon.
Yeah, and if that's the wind pushing that thing, like I don't know. I mean, it's.
I guess maybe if they're tied together and there's weight on it, it would be less erratic. Maybe.
Yeah, possibly. I don't want to necessarily throw it out. I mean, if the Pentagon saw this and like, okay, fine, it's declassified, put it out. Unless they 100% knew what it was and they're like, screw it, give it to Knapp and Corbell to put out to further feed into the disinformation, which is not on their part.
Also, it wouldn't to kind of like deflate that a little bit. Mm-hmm. It would make less sense for me if that was high tech. Classified military weapons detection system or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
They would I would think they would be more likely to release it if it was unknown and maybe someone out there would be like, oh shit, this is a balloon arrangement we did to check atmospheric biology or some shit. Who knows? Some college thing. I don't know why it would be in the Middle East, but shit can travel.
Also, too,
but it would make less sense to me if this was a government classified project that they'd be like, yeah, take it out, see what happens.
Being on a U.S. base and it wasn't picked up, apparently, and also two other people have mentioned that they had seen it there. But you're talking about a secured U.S. base in Iraq. So it's not like things can willy-nilly walk in and walk out.
Yeah, it's not like it's a safe zone.
No, and I feel like whoever's watching this and controlling the blimp, didn't clearly think it was a problem.
No, well, in the article they were like, it wasn't taking a defensive, it wasn't getting defensive with us. It was just cutting through. So we were like, all right, let's keep an eye on it and see what it does. Now, this also.
Break down in the video.
Yeah, no.
Super.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, talk, please. I wonder if this could be some sort of like weapons platform or surveillance system. I don't want to grind the debunky too hard into it, but if this is something that's infiltrating our
bases,
it looks like something.
And it is what?
If it's something like that's some sort of reconnaissance, whether not necessarily drone, the shape is what's killing me because this makes absolutely zero sense for tech. Like, you have this thing out there, and this is what you use? Like,
this goes back to like the Buckaroo Banzai protocols of like weird shell shapes and sort of the things like that Alejandro Jodorowsky wanted for his version of Dune back in the day, where he was getting Mobius and all the Giger to design these organic crafts.
Non-Euclidean geometry.
There it is.
There it is.
It's cloud-like. It is like a little bit lumpy space princess, a little bit jellyfish, really befuddling. I do give credit to Chris's assessment that it's at night, it's going to be harder to see.
Right.
But if people actively went out, it doesn't look like it's much more than 20, 30 feet up. Again, I'm like you, Mark. I'm not a master of height. And maybe the angle's weird, but it doesn't seem like it's that much higher. Bill just made a face, so apparently he is the master of height, and he's suggesting I'm wrong.
How many meters is that?
Oh, meters, yeah.
Oh boy.
3 feet
Now,
means
because
a meter-ish.
because this is in thermal, I'm assuming that this is at night, which is why I'm saying
Yes.
night. I'm assuming because it's the way this thing is shot, that's how it's
Yeah.
showing up.
So, but the thing is, if it cannot be seen with the naked eye, that puts it in a category beyond,
and you can only see it in a thermal
Well.
spectrum, which is interesting.
if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, if you do want to go to, alien, UAP, interdimensional, non-human intelligence, well, then that's on the table, and we have no reference for it. Because
Right.
apparently this is the weird shit they pilot. Which is kind of cool in a way, because it's like, all right, man, it's not some lame saucer.
No.
This thing's some weird globby thing in the air.
Globby ass, lumpy space princess
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Because it doesn't need to necessarily like go by the rules of Earth for aerodynamics. This thing just floats and does what it wants.
Once you defy gravity, aerodynamics, well, I guess no, because you still have air resistance. So even if you learn to defy gravity, unless you can create a friction-free bubble, so you got to tackle a few key physics
100%,
issues.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
100%.
But once you've tackled them, you can do whatever you want.
But this
an
thing
old
also-
slipper, a lunchbox, it
Yeah.
doesn't fucking matter.
An old slipper.
An old, yeah, my favorite form of
Yep.
transportation. So the part that was not released though was where this thing takes a little dip, comes out, and then jets.
And that also is transmedium, which
yes.
is like one of the, I don't know what do they call them, the improbables, one of the things that
can't
you
be
know,
done allegedly.
Yeah,
which is like
I forget what they call them.
The can't be done's.
Yeah, they can't be done.
Exactly. Which is like
Unknowable.
the Tic Tac did that where it
Right.
went into the water and it came out.
But
and then
transmedium is another mind blower because now we're talking, maybe it's the same physics that you would use to create a frictionless bubble around you so that you can fly through air in any sort of weather pattern.
Mm-hmm.
But to make that also viable, because that's just fucking wind and shit.
Yeah.
With water, which could just destroy you.
Yeah.
That's to the max.
Yeah, and then you come out of it,
and fine, and you're fine. Or the one in Puerto Rico, I know it's a different one, and I'm sure we did that video, but like where it's two things. It's like, fuck you, we go into the water, we come out, we're two. We do whatever the fuck we want.
Don't think we did that video.
Well, we'll have to.
All right, excellent. We're going to put that in the list. So there it is. Thank you all so much for joining us, Cryptonaut Podcast YouTube edition.
I mean, it's a
believe
genuine
we're
UFO.
calling it that. Yeah, no, it is. It is. And there's plenty of videos out there that are debunking it, but we wanted to take the time to cover because it is an important video to cover. So there you have it. Be sure to upvote the video, leave your comments in the section below, hit the subscribe button. What else you got to do?
I don't know.
Follow us on the socials, the Instas, the Twitters,
that.
the YouTubes. We're already here.
Right. Merch shelf.
The TikTok. There's the merch shelf down below. Buy yourself something nice. And we're a weekly podcast. Don't forget that. Yeah, you can check us out on Spotify and YouTube. Any place you get podcasts, we're there. We're on Apple Music, I guess. Don't know what it means. Or not Apple Music, I'm sorry. YouTube Music and Apple Podcasts.
Okay.
But we're on YouTube Music. We don't know what it means. It's there. I'm sure at some point Google may rip it away. But for now, we're just there and we're doing it. Okay. So there it is.
No, yeah.
Exactly.
Pods.
Yep, we're there. Thank you so very much. We'll be talking with you soon.
Film thing.
I'm totally about to have a coughing fit.
All right, so Bill, the camera. Oh, God.